in! So we are developing Sri Lanka's very first street dog cafe, and then you'll exit through the shop and the beach is going to be right here. We've got some intruders.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
But
we're going to have a roof and everything has to be really safe. We're running out of cash, like we need to get open. I guess what keeps me going is just that knowledge that everything I'm doing is ultimately going to help the animals.
I'm Janey, a UK vet living in Sri Lanka, running a street dog charity called WECare. So yeah, welcome to the chaos.
Oh my God, I think this is the quietest it's ever been. Come on in, this is our WECare Café. So we are developing Sri Lanka's very first street dog cafe. All profits go to the 3 million street dogs of Sri Lanka who are in desperate need of veterinary care. So come on in.
So back in early 2024, we had a massive delivery of donations and goodies for the dogs, vet supplies, hospital kit, and it all arrived in a shipping container. Which obviously gave me a very big idea. Why don't we turn it into a charity cafe? And somehow that idea has turned into one of WECare's biggest projects, and it has definitely taken me the most out of my comfort zone that I have ever been. We rented the land from a WECare supporter, and yet we got a really good deal. It's in Talala in the south of Sri Lanka, and it is right on the beach, so dreamy. We've been busy prepping the land and getting the container ready. It's taken us months to get to this stage.
These are the footings for our 40-foot container. This space is going to be 100% of profits to street dogs. So whether you buy a coffee, a juice, you buy a t-shirt, all of that is going to go back into this exact community, which is super important for us. So you'll come here, half the container will be kitchen. So it's going to have a hatch on this side for your takeaway, and it's going to have a hatch on the other side for the cafe. And then this side of the container is going to be a shop, so that we can get everyone to part with their hard-earned dollars. So that'll be full of merchandise, t-shirts, caps, all the good stuff. This hopefully will be grass on the floor, so everyone can be sitting on their bean bags, chilling, playing with the dogs. We're a bit concerned about how we're going to get grass to grow on sand, but we'll work that out later. Let's show you the best part, which is the beach. This is magnificent. I'm a bit worried that we're going to now expose our little secret beach and everyone's going to come and ruin it, because it is just, I think, one of the most unspoilt beaches in the south of Sri Lanka. It's gorgeous. So this is it. It's amazing. I am just a vet, not a cafe designer, so I have no idea if this is going to work. But in my mind, any space that combines good coffee and dogs is pretty bloody good.
Today's a big day for the cafe build. The shipping container is finally moving to its forever home on the beach. So yeah, this should be interesting.
So we're just on our way to a place that we call Bureaucratic Park, which is essentially a parking spot that we store our neutering lorry in when we're not out on the streets and that. And at this site we also have the container that we have fabricated. Well, I say that's a bit of an overstatement. We are in the process of fabricating to be our WECare Cafe. So we'll arrive at this site. Hopefully the crane is here, so we've had to organise a crane, organise a boom truck. Sri Lanka is fun like that. It's all about kind of who you know. It's not like you just find a company to do this stuff for you. We actually have to find a man with a boom truck. But here we are. This is going to be our cafe and kitchen. Yeah, we're here. Good morning. How are you? So this is our shell of a container. I was trying to reach up there. It is actually mega. We knew it was a 40-foot container. It came and it was full of goodies for the dogs, so we knew how big it was. But actually, when you empty it out and put all these structures in, it feels huge. We thought it might be a bit squishy, but it does feel big. So I'll show you the kitchen area. Kitchen. So it currently looks a little bit like a jail. But this is going to be a partition wall. No one's going to be able to see in here. They'll enter, like I say, through this door from the car park, through and go out through that door to the beach. And then this is going to be a fully set up kitchen, and we've got a serving hatch on this side, which will be for people to order in the cafe, and then we've got a serving hatch on this side, which will be people to order for their drive-through. So hopefully we're going to try and get it so that people can literally come in on their scooters, because that is the most common mode of transport in Sri Lanka. Come in on their scooters, pick up their coffee. We're going to try and design some kind of amazing thing where people can hook their coffees onto their scooter, and then off they go. And all of that, you know, that coffee is paying for 2 rabies vaccinations for street dogs. So everything here has a purpose, from the clothes that we sell to the drinks that you drink to the food that you eat. Everything is purpose filled, and of course that purpose is always dogs with us. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now we just have to somehow get 4.2 tons of metal down Sri Lankan roads. Easy.
It's the middle of the morning here in Sri Lanka. Temperature's probably about 34, very hot, very humid, and we're trying to move the container. So we've got a lorry outside of this gate that the container's going to get placed on, but in the meantime we've got this crane boom truck to not only lift it but actually maneuver it. So it's quite tricky. We have to bring it out at a different angle, shuffle it around, move it, and then take it over the wall. And you know, Sri Lanka is very difficult to navigate in the air because we have a lot of power cables that are quite low lying. We've got palm trees everywhere, so I really don't envy these guys. This is a mammoth task. So yeah, fingers crossed we get a container that stays in one piece. It's a bit of a nerve-wracking moment because we've removed so much of the frame for the big windows that we are worried that the container might not stay in one piece when we lift it. So fingers crossed. We just did a little test to look good.
Somehow, who bloody knows how, but the shipping container is safely on the back of the truck and in one piece. Now we have the 15-minute drive to the beach down all the little roads. This is going to be interesting.
So we're at the cafe site. We've got the lorry, we've got the container on the back of the lorry, we've got the boom truck here, but we forgot about the size of the gate. We didn't really. We are supposed to be knocking that down, but apparently it's been planned for next week. So we're trying one last attempt to get the lorry in. If we can't, we're going to be sledgehammering this wall very, very quickly.
And we've caused a bit of a traffic jam. Local police have turned up to guide the road. Somehow Nuan, our site manager, has commandeered a digger from next door to help knock down the wall. It is all going on.
We're in! The container is in! Now we have to get it from there to there. But it seems easy after everything they've just gone through to get that thing through a gap. It's bloody big. Amazing. The driver deserves a big fat beer, I reckon.
I've lived in Sri Lanka for 11 years now, so I'm kind of used to the chaos. The highs are incredible, the lows are brutal. And I've basically learnt to expect another problem around every single corner.
Let's go and find out what's going on. How are we going to solve this? Man, what happens now?
Turns out the concrete plinths we measured to hold the 4.2 tons of metal, well, they don't actually line up. Brilliant. So it's tools down and cuddles with beach dog Tammy while we try to figure out a new plan.
It's a little bit problem, no?
Size is a little bit body pressing. But what do we do now? Nothing to do. What about...
But it's better inside like this.
Yeah.
Corner. Now it's how to fix it. It's heavy,
Yeah.
but
So we're going to have a roof and everything has to be really safe. Let's talk to Captain.
okay.
We've made the decision to leave the shipping container off the concrete blocks for now, fix the sizing properly and move the cafe back in about 10 days' time. It's frustrating, but it's definitely the right call.
I'm just walking the beach at our cafe site and we've got some intruders. Let me just show you. Maybe we change the concept. It's not a dog cafe, it's a cow cafe. I was always taught never walk behind a cow, and now I might go out the front way.
Apart from having to politely evict the new residents, building work is actually flying. The shipping container is now back on its brand new plinth, where it actually fits. We've built a toilet block, laid new grass, it's got a proper kitchen now, and it has had a full facelift. Goodbye mustard yellow, hello chic black. And we've got a name, Mutts. Safe to say the beach dogs have already made it their home.
Yeah. Ugh. But okay. I'm pretty stressed. Having had approvals to do this cafe build for the last year, I've now been told that they have expired. We didn't get any prior notice of this, so we've had to stop building. There's been quite a few unexpected bumps and we're just running out of cash. Like, we need to get open. It's not just a vanity project, it's very much part of our fundraising strategy, which makes us sound really fancy. We're not. It's basically just me trying to find a way for us to diversify income so that we don't have to just rely on the generosity of people all the time, which is, of course, is incredible, but it's not really sustainable. It's quite terrifying when we have cost of living crises worldwide. You know, people don't have as much disposable income as they once did. So it's about thinking, like, what can we make money from that people already do naturally? Well, there's heaps of tourists in Sri Lanka. They love to spend money on, you know, having a coffee or a smoothie bowl. And I'm thinking, how can we tap into that to make that, you know, an income stream for the street dogs? The more income streams we have, the more we can be sure that we can hold strong if there is another implosion like we had a few years ago in Sri Lanka. So it's really important that we get this up and running. It is money that all of it will go directly to the street dogs. Every single penny will go towards their treatment. And the longer this is sitting here, not doing its job, one, we're not making that money, but two, we're also, like I say, missing a whole season, which is, it's so much money. And it might only take a few days for these approvals, but bearing in mind what we went through to get them in the first place, I'm pretty sure this isn't going to just take a couple of days. So pretty frustrating. So we've got the team down here from Colombo to help us with the build. It's the same guys that built our lorry for us, so we really trust them. They've come all the way down. They're going to have to go home now. And essentially we might miss another season, which is crazy. So tourist season kind of in the south where we are runs from November to May. And you know, if this drags, we're not going to be open in time for season again, which is, it's just pretty disappointing. But it's something that, honestly, I've kind of come to expect. In Sri Lanka, nothing runs smoothly. It's just chaos, left, right and centre. But this is just quite annoying because it's the second time we've had to stop now. Last time was just for a few days while they did more checks. This time, hopefully it's for a few days, but I'm really not holding my breath. Apparently she had kittens a week ago, but I'm like, where are they? So Lahira's on a fact-finding mission. Meet Mingle. Say hi. Typical Sri Lanka fashion, the first animal at Mutts is a cat. It's been a frustrating time. We are 5 months into waiting for these approvals that were supposed to take a few days. Gosh. It's been really annoying. It's tested my patience a lot. I'm trying to laugh so that I don't cry. But yeah, man, it's so frustrating when you're trying to manage other people as well. So you're trying to manage builders and designers, and you're also trying to manage donors and supporters. We're trying to manage cash flow for the charity as well, which I thought would have this nice little injection of cash from Mutts, this cafe. We're calling it Mutts. It's been an annoying time, but I have had a nice little surprise today because we've now got a little cat living here. So just named her Mingle because she's going to be staying at the cafe to mingle. But yeah, a bit weird that the first animal at Mutts is a cat. But she's lovely, and she's got milk, so I think she's got kittens somewhere or had kittens, we're not sure. So trying to work out the facts a little bit from our security guard. But currently, yeah, we're just enjoying cuddles with Mingle. This is making me feel better about the whole situation. Honestly, it's impossible to say how long it's going to take until we get these approvals. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, so it's quite frustrating, and it's difficult to know how much longer this is going to go on for. Honestly, I'm not joking when I say every single week I'm getting told, it's this week, madam, it's this week. And that's been for the last 6 weeks, and we're now 5 months. We've had to stop work for 5 months. Everything's kind of starting to rust. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's impossible to predict when we're going to get going again, but another season is coming and we're going to potentially miss the start of that or even all of it. So yeah, freaking out a little bit. I really pushed for this project. I think it's a really cool project, and everyone was saying to me it's too much on your plate and la la, and I'm like, no, we've got to do it. It's such a cool opportunity. And now I'm just yeah, was this the best idea? Was it the best use of funds? I don't know. It's really hard to know, there's a lot of instances where I have to go with my gut and use my conviction, and really this is untrodden ground. We're doing stuff that people haven't really done before, and I'm definitely doing stuff I haven't done before. I never came into this thinking I was going to be a charity CEO making decisions about thousands of pounds and how it's distributed and where our attention needs to be and stuff like that. I came into it as a vet just to help animals, and of course I love the variance in my day-to-day. I love that I'm able to do all of these cool things to help animals, but when it starts to go wrong or when there's a question mark above it, I can't say wholeheartedly no, we power on, because of course there's a bit of me that doubts shit, did I push for the wrong thing here? Have I made the wrong decision? So yeah, I've been second guessing it a little bit in recent months, and I just hope it comes through soon. I just really, really do. I guess what keeps me going is just that knowledge that everything I'm doing is ultimately going to help the animals. And it's not, you don't have to look very far in Sri Lanka to see where your help is going. There are animals everywhere. Take Mingle, for example. I turn up, we've now got a cat that is probably only about 6 or 7 months old, and she's just had kittens. It's too young. And she's actually in a great condition compared to most street animals in Sri Lanka. So it's kind of ever present. It's not something you can ignore or close yourself off from. So it does mean that purpose is always visible. It's always at the front of your mind. So that's what drives me, I guess. And sometimes I do need those reminders, like when I step away from my laptop sometimes, or projects like this, and I just go and sit in the garden at the hospital with some of the dogs that we've saved and rescued, and who really wouldn't be alive if it were not for WECare. And just take a minute to remind myself of, this is why we're doing it. This is why I'm going through all of these headaches, all of these arguments, all of these battles, all of these up and down missions to offices an hour away, 2 hours away, Colombo, just, being like a dog with a bone, literally. This is why, it's for the animals.
If you enjoyed this, give it a like and hit subscribe. It's free and it really helps support the animals.
Building starts today!
Part 2 of the cafe build is coming, and trust me, it's just as chaotic. Thank you so much, guys.